Garretson, I think, is probably one of the cutest little towns in South Dakota. We're about 1,300 people, and people say, well, that's kind of small, but we have virtually every business in town that people need. We have 2 gas stations, we have 2 restaurant bars, we have convenience stores, we have a grocery store, we recently have a hardware store that just opened. We've had a great expansion of businesses. In the last year, we've added 5 businesses to Garretson, and we've had expansion of another one, and we're going to be having more expansion. So Garretson is 1,300 people, but we're kind of in a growth phase right now, and we're expanding.
I'm Jim Plain, grew up in the Garretson area on a farm. Actually, it was over by Eros. So I got to see Eros be built and where it's at today. But graduated from Garretson, your typical, football, basketball player in high school, and enjoyed the community immensely. My family is into genealogy, and that's what got us interested in the history of the community. There's lots of things that I didn't know, and we were trying to find information about our relatives in the area. So that's what kind of intrigued me, into information that was in here. So there's just all kinds of things in here that when you're interested in history, you start reading about things. And can you imagine them making that piece of equipment to do whatever? So that's what intrigued me about getting involved with the museum and seeing all the different things in here. And what's fun? You get to meet people. People will come in from all over the country. We've had some foreign visitors in here, and to show them the things about Garretson in the past, and talk a little bit about the future of what we're going to see, with Garretson growing.
We have been here almost 6 years. We moved 2020, so that was a great year to move. And we are in my backyard, but yet we're in the middle of Garretson. So that was one of the reasons that we actually moved here, is because we were able to find this house and this property, an acre's worth of property right in the middle, a couple blocks from the school and the downtown, and we've got the baseball field and football field back there. So it was just a beautiful place. We had lived in Sioux Falls for a long time when we first got married, had our kids there, and then traveled actually overseas and came back during COVID. And we're looking, where do we want to go? Do we want to go back in Sioux Falls? Do we want to go closer to family? And had looked at Garretson as kind of the perfect placement, but then also just what it had here. It has its own K-12 school. That was important to me. It has its own library, its own pool. It's got the stuff for the kids. You walk down the street and it's calm, it's beautiful, it's well taken care of. So yeah, it just drew us in, and the more we've been here, the more we've really enjoyed the community that we've gotten to know too.
I ran for school board because becoming a mom shifted my priorities as well as the way I view the future. I wanted to help strengthen our school for not only my family, but for all families, and have a positive impact on our community. One of our top priorities is always the education of our students. Our students are the future, and so we want to make sure our education is always at the forefront of all of our decisions. So currently, the Garretson School District is a K-12 school. We have around 470 students enrolled in the Garretson School District, and our class sizes range from about 30 to 40 kids, and then those classes are then broken down into 2 sections. One of the best things I think about Garretson right now is we have a ton of former alumni moving back into the district to raise their families and enroll their children. And we would love to welcome all families to come here and be Blue Dragons.
I'm Brielle Weir. I'm a sophomore at Garretson High School, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I decided to come to Garretson and join FFA. So my 8th grade year, I switched schools and I came to Garretson. I used to go to Brandon Valley, and Brandon, it's very big, whereas Garretson, it's a smaller school. The community's so much closer together, while FFA is such a huge part of that. I decided to come to Garretson because my brother, he came the year before me, and we just saw so much improvement with him, and I decided that, oh, I want to do that. That sounds fun. The year before I came to Garretson, actually, Miss Kay, which she's amazing, she invited me to be on the FFA float for the Jesse James Day Parade. And like I said, this was before I even came to Garretson. It was super scary. I didn't know anyone. I wasn't in FFA, but it was such a great experience. And she asked me if I was gonna decide to come to Garretson, and I was hoping to at the time. And then when I did, her first question and the first thing we did was sign me up for FFA. I've always been so deeply involved in agriculture. I grew up on a family farm, and we still grow up and continue to help out there. Me and my brother do with my parents and my grandparents. But FFA has just been such a huge part of my life.
My name is Brian Simmonsma. I've been part of the American Legion here in Garretson, South Dakota for the last 16 years. The Legion supports many different community activities here within Garretson. We support the youth in activities such as Boy States and Girl State, as well as an oratory contest. Garretson has also been pivotal in their support financially, as well as in volunteering for the baseball program here in Garretson. As part of promoting baseball within Garretson, we wanted to make it easier for family members to figure out, how all the different baseball entities work. So Garretson has an entity called Garretson Baseball Association. They are primarily involved with the youth in both baseball and softball, for T-ball all the way up to 12U. To make sure that people know what the different programs are between the Ball Association as well as what the Legion provides, we have created a new baseball website. It's www.garretsonbaseball.com. On that you'll find information about what each of the different groups do, and also there's schedules for all of the different teams. So it's a one-stop shop to find baseball events from T-ball for baseball and softball all the way up to our amateur league baseball, which is for men that are above 20 years old. So that is now also available.
I'm a South Dakota native. I grew up in Sioux Falls, went to Washington High School back in the days, and then went to Brookings for my bachelor's and to Vermilion for my Master's of Fine Arts. And after building a career with my art in Arizona for 25, 27 years, I returned because this is the best place to live. So I've been in Garretson for about 5 years now with the gallery, and it's just a great place to sit and make art and visit with people that come through and continue to work on my paintings of South Dakota. During the winter months I go to Arizona and I set up at a show down there called Arizona Fine Art Expo. It's a giant exhibition tent, actually 3 of them combined together. It creates the largest art gallery. There's approximately 100 artists that exhibit in this tent, and it stays up for 10 weeks. It takes about a month and a half to put up and a month to take down. It's an incredible opportunity, and I paint and talk to people and meet with people coming through. for the entire time, 7 days a week. It's a very intense time of working, but I get to meet the most amazing people while I'm down there, which is really odd. I've met 3 of the 7 founding families of Garretson in Arizona at this show, and didn't know them beforehand. And they said, "Oh well, yeah, well, we came over. We were one of the 7," and they'd tell me where their homesteads were and stuff around here. So that was pretty cool.
I grew up in the Garretson area. I graduated from Garretson High School in 1971. And then I went to Alaska and I joined the Alaska Railroad. I worked there for 35 years. When I came back here, I had a grandson that got into model railroading. When he was about 4, watching Thomas the Tank Engine, said, "Grandpa, we should have a train." And so I had a train in Alaska for years that I had boxed up, and to move back here, and it was all in boxes. I uncrated some of it for my grandson and got started on it. Joined local clubs, and then in, I believe it was 2021, Sharon Kringen, who's a local part of the museum here, she contacted me about doing a railroad layout in the museum because Garretson, their whole history is formed by the railroad, helped them, and we didn't have anything in the museum about the railroad, so I came up with this, and I decided to make the town of Garretson with all its highlights, the dam, Split Rock Park, where Jesse James, Devil's Gulch, and of course the Palisades. I put in a few other things that I had remembered from my time of growing up here, and I tried to put the town back to like it was in 1963 when I was 10 years old. Garretson actually started at the Palisades. Of course, the railroad could not get down into the Palisades, so Garretson was an agent for it was actually the Sioux Falls and Wilmer Railroad at that time. It was taken over by the Great Northern later, but he made an agreement with the town of Garretson here to, you know how he got a hold of the land, but anyway, he got a hold of the land, and the railroad helped move buildings and businesses from Palisades to Garretson, and they said if the business would move to Garretson, they wouldn't charge them for the lot. And so that's how most of the businesses got moved here. And that's why the railroad yard is here.
Well, what was interesting with the Palisades, we've got the Split Rock Creek running right through the town here and down to the Palisades. And there was a gentleman, last name was Patton, kind of an entrepreneur, put up a mill to grind the corn and the wheat and whatever needed to be made into flour at this mill. And they used the Split Rock Creek as the power source for the running the mill. So that was kind of, it's like anything. You've got a business going there, the business needs some help. Think about it, back in that era, it wasn't like holding your steering wheel driving to the flour mill. No, you loaded the crop by hand. You had some ox or some horses that carted it over there. They ground it while you probably wait, for it to be done, and then, back home, and hopefully mom was going to make some bread out of that for you. So that was kind of an attraction for other people to come into that area and start, the village of Palisades. The interesting thing, a railroad ran right by there, and as railroads were back in the days, they were the gateway to getting villages started. You think about it, there used to have to be a town about every 8 miles away because they were steam engines, and steam engines needed water. And That's why you saw all these little towns pop up along the railroad tracks. Well, there was a gentleman out of Sioux City. He was a clerk at one of the banks down there and knew about railroad investing. So he had some friends, and they were going to bring a line up from Sioux City up to this area, and they decided to start looking for a place to have a switching station. There was a track coming, from Wilmer down to Sioux Falls as a main line, and they wanted to bring their track up from Sioux City to, be able to take the different things that were being hauled. You think about that. The railroads hauled everything out to this part of the world, and that's kind of how, the West kept expanding. It was because of the railroads. So this gentleman who was a clerk at a bank, had all his buddies, was named Garretson. That's Mr. Garretson right there. The negotiations was with Sherman, South Dakota, just north of us, and they kind of had a deal all struck, and Mr. Sherman, the way the story goes, headed off to California with his wife and thought he had the signed deal, and Mr. Garretson slipped up here, and as entrepreneurs do, he negotiated a deal with them. And, that's why we're here, is he was in the right place at the right time. And so that's, kind of what happened with the railroad having their switching station here then. All these businesses were down at the Palisades, and Mr. Garretson offered free lots for the businesses and the people to move up here. So it was a shrewd deal by a gentleman that basically got the town started.
With the whole main avenue that we started doing, one of the reasons we were even looking downtown at these buildings, or what started the conversation of the main avenue, was when we had looked actually at a different building downtown and said, oh, Annie's had just moved out. It would be great to do some sort of coffee shop or some place that people can go and meet together. And then the 529 Main Avenue came available, and my husband said, oh, we should get that one, because it's an icon of Garretson. Long story short, we are closing June 1, which we're super excited about. We are putting in a coffee shop and an ice cream dessert place in the front part. The back part we plan to do a venue, but it could also have a commercial kitchen, so it could also be cooking classes, or it could be different events that we want to hold there. The apartments we're going to slowly renovate, take our time, but slowly keep working on those. Who knows? The basement used to be a steakhouse. That would be fantastic to do something like that again. It used to be a bowling alley. It used to be a lot of things. So just the potential of the building, and to really work on this quartzite historical building that belongs to Garretson, to be able to give it back to the community to use.
My husband and I and my 3 daughters moved out here in 2011, and my husband and I are not farmers. We kind of think of ourselves as living in town. We did when we moved out here. And when we got here, we were so struck with all the abundance around us, and really kind of fell in love with the lifestyle that a lot of our farmer friends and neighbors had. And so little by little, we started with farm cats and added chickens, and every year we've added something else. But 5 years ago, we had a couple of goats, and then they grew into a flock. And our neighbors to the north had just become yogis. They just got accredited for their yoga certification. And we had land and goats, and they said, have you ever heard of goat yoga? And anybody in the Garretson area interested in doing this? And so we thought, well, that's perfect, because we have extra land and we love hosting people and sharing this. And these goats do nothing but eat and take up space. And it just was a wonderful way for us to connect with our neighbors, Nikki and Clark, but then the other neighbors, the community itself. And it is such an easy way to, you don't have to have any kind of skill sets. You can be any age, any ability level, and come out and just enjoy hanging out with goats and meeting people that you wouldn't otherwise do. Enjoy, the beauty around us. And so that's how goat yoga evolved.
As far as goat yoga going, we both did our yoga teacher training, and then I had seen someplace goat yoga. I was like, oh, I want to try that. Couldn't find it anywhere within 3 states, a few hundred miles. So I put out on the Garretson Facebook page, I was like, who has goats? And Beth was like, well, I do. So I threw the idea out there. I said, hey, I want to do goat yoga. Are you in? And she was like, yes. And so now we have been out here doing goat yoga for 4 years.
I love, children, family time, and this is a good way for families to be unplugged. Grandparents, get your kids, drive around town. There's quite a distance between them, so you probably, ride your bikes, you probably wouldn't walk it. But for grandparents, get the kids in the car, go see the art trail, and conversation. I don't think we spend enough time with children in conversations anymore. Ask questions. There's always some educational pieces, history or whatever on the art trail. So I think it's good to involve them, their curiosity, and that's what my goal is on the art trail. Traffic and family time.
Our motto is that those with abundance have no extra, and those with little have enough. So we're always looking for what extras do we have that we can repurpose in order to bless others and invite others in to kind of share that. And then also, what extras do other people have that they can share with us so that this becomes sustainable and that the lifestyle remains sustainable as well. A good example of that is my daughters go to a school that save all of their food scraps. And then every school day we collect the food scraps and give those to the pigs and to the chickens. And so we spend no money feeding and growing these pigs. And then as a result, we have meat and we have eggs. And then we have farm-to-table events, and they're almost 100% of the meal, including the protein, is from this land right here, just a small 14 acres. It's just too good not to invite other people in and experience that together, and then also encourage others to be creative with what extras do they have and how can I connect with others so that they help meet my needs as well.
Our farm started out as a dairy heifer farm that was owned by my wife's family. When they decided to sell the dairy, we were left with just open lots and buildings with nothing in them, and it kind of hurt our hearts to watch the lots fill up with weeds. So in 2020, I dug up one of the cattle lots and I planted pumpkins in it, and then the pumpkins were well received, so we kind of kept building from there. And 2 years ago, we started our You Pick Flowers. We have about 3,000 square feet of flowers where we invite people out on most Friday and Sunday nights throughout the summer to pick their own flower bouquets. We've got a farm stand on our farm, and we sell our flowers there, and we offer eggs, and we've got a small produce garden, so any excess produce we normally put in there. And we're open on Saturday mornings, just an honor system, so people can stop by at their leisure and shop for what they want and drop the money in the pay box and be on their way.
My name is Randy Meagard. I live in Sioux Falls. I used to live in a longtime resident of Garretson, and used to be an interpreter out here interpreting this fine, lovely area. Back in the days of the Civil War, you had the guerrilla fighters that fought for the South. They weren't actually enlisted in the actual Confederate Army, but they were called, referred to as bushwhackers. The word bushwhackers came from, they were really good at hiding in the woods, and then when you least expected it, they would pop out. And whacking means that they would shoot you if you were on the wrong side. The outlaws and the guerrilla fighters and bushwhackers, they had carbines. Okay, I didn't bring my carbine, but I do have a variety of handguns here, okay? And I'm gonna start with this first one here. They had 2 in the holsters and 1 in the belt in extreme cases. The Colt Walker is a 44 caliber, fires a 44 caliber ball. The powder charge is double of a lot of the pistols that the men carry. So they call this the hand cannon. The other one I have is the Remington style cap and ball pistol. What I mean by cap and ball is you've got to load powder in the cylinder, you've got to put a ball down the cylinder, and you pack it down with the ramrod that's attached here. By the early 1870s, you would have had cartridge pistols. Okay, this is an 1873 Colt Army. It's the long barrel was an advantage if you were on horseback. Okay, the quick draw guys didn't like the long barrel because it was hard to get it out of the holster. But you simply would load the bullet in the back here after you half cock it. Okay, just 1 cartridge right in there, and then you're ready to go. Jesse didn't actually carry the 1873 Colt. He carried a Smith & Wesson 44 top break.
You know, it's interesting. Like I said, I was, a young kid at the time. Let's go forward, graduated from high school. I decided I liked Garretson, so I came back here and actually built a house. And it was wonderful to be part of a community again versus, a town that was bigger. There's just something about small town America that's got it's something you want to get to if it gets in your blood, because the neighbors, here it was a whole lot easier to meet friends and get involved, and it was a lifestyle that was what a lot of people really look for.